You slide from the warm embrace of your mother's body, clamp beneath her belly in a soft fold of fur. The world greets you not with bright light, but with gentle darkness and the muted rustle of wings. As a newborn bat pup, your eyes are sealed shut, and your ears are already flattened against your skull. You smell the tang of your mother's milk and hear the distant murmur of the roost. There is no shell to break, no dramatic rupture, just a seamless transition from womb to wingless infancy. Instinct guides you upward. You curl your tiny toes around the coarse hairs of her underbelly, clinging for dear life. Your body weighs almost nothing, less than 1/10 of an ounce, but without the ability to fly or walk. This ride is your only refuge. You feel the rise and fall of her chest as she breathes, the warmth of her fur, and the subtle shifts of her weight as she repositions. Every movement is a test of your grip. Every breath, a reminder that clinging is the difference between life and being left behind. Your stomach twinges with hunger, and instinct sharpens your senses. You nuzzle toward one of her nipples, searching for the first taste of life-giving milk. When you finally find it, she secretes a rich, protein-dense droplet from her teat. No regurgitation, only direct flow. You lap at it greedily, your tongue flicking rapidly as you swallow the warm liquid. Each gulp fuels the rapid growth that will transform you from a blind, hairless pup into a miniature hunter of the night. Above you, the cave mouth yawns wide, framed by rough stone and brushed by the cool evening air. Yet inside, the nursery is an oasis of stillness. Hundreds of winged bodies hang motionless from the ceiling, clustered like a living tapestry of chocolate brown leaves. Mottled patterns of white spots mark your species' unique roosting behavior. You can't see it yet, but within days you'll learn that these spots serve as visual landmarks, tiny dog-ear flags that guide you back to the exact spot where your mother left you. After a few nights, the first whisker-fine hairs sprout around your ears. Slowly, the delicate folds peel away from your head like petals opening at dawn. Sound floods in, the distant drip of groundwater, the faint click-click of adult bats echolocating nearby, and the raspy breathing of your own mother. You learn to hold absolutely still, conserving energy as your brain begins mapping echo delays into three-dimensional outlines of your surroundings. One evening, as a group of mothers takes flight to hunt, your roost trembles with the beat of dozens of wings. Left behind, you feel a sudden urge to experiment. You emit your first tentative clicks, barely audible like pebbles tapping together. To your surprise, these clicks return to you as echoes bouncing off the rough cave walls. A sense of wonder stirs in your tiny body. Sound has shape, distance, and direction. Night after night, you practice, refining your calls until each click becomes a precision tool, carving invisible contours in the darkness. Your body swells with new muscle, and your skin takes on a soft coat of fur. Within weeks, your wings develop narrow membranes between elongated fingers. You feel the first tug of flight in your shoulder muscles, and the gentle stretch of skin as your wing bones lengthen. Beneath the surface, cartilage hardens into bone. Blood vessels snake along your membranes, preparing for the day when you will slice through air instead of clinging to fur. Though you cannot yet see, you recognize your mother's unique scent. A blend of sweat glands and milk fatty acids. Her call echoes through the chamber. A soft trill you answer with a high-pitched whine. Instinct binds you both. Every successful pip of approval from her strengthens your bond, and every missed rhythm sends a pang of anxiety through you. You realize that when you finally take your first flight, this bond will be your anchor in a world of jumbled echoes and silent threats. As twilight seeps into the cave, you feel a stirring within your wing muscles. The evening air shivers with anticipation. Tonight is the night you leave the cradle of your mother's warmth. You extend a trembling forelimb, the thin wing membrane stretching taut between your elongated fingers. With a soft flutter, you test the air currents, feeling the invisible eddies that will carry you into the night. Every fiber of your being hums with excitement and fear. Tonight you must transform from Klingon pup to hawk-eyed hunter of the dark. The roost above you begins to thin as adult bats launch one by one. You steady yourself, heart pounding like tribal drums. Your mother brushes past, nuzzling your fur in silent encouragement. Then you push off. Gravity tugs at your limbs, but your wings slice the air with powerful thrusts. Momentarily you drop, then rise. You learn the truth of flight in an instant. It is both flight and fall, an endless duet of lift and drop. Your first dive is wobbly. You miss a steady thermal and plummet toward the rocky floor. Panic surges until instinct clicks into place. Muscles tighten, wings beat fiercely, and you arrest your fall mere inches above a jagged stalagmite. Above the cave mouth, the night sky is a muted canvas of stars. Your new sonar clicks, short, Precise pulses paint an echo-mapped grid of the world. A nearby boulder registers as a soft echo half a meter away. A distant column of dripping water glints as a thin line. You hold your position in midair, training each pulse for clarity. The forest beyond the cave emits a subtle symphony. The rustle of leaves, the hum of insects, the distant hoot of an owl. You learn to tune your frequency to filter out noise, sharpening your focus on a single target. Movement. Your mother darts off into the velvet sky without a backward glance. Hunger tugs at your belly. No longer can you rely on her milk. You follow the scent trail of moth pheromones, a faint chemical whisper drifting on the wind. Below, a moth flutters at the cave entrance, its wings catching a stray beam of moonlight. You zero in. Wings silent now, you swoop in a tight arc. Time slows as you texture map the moth's erratic flutter. A final click, a pinpoint strike. Your talons scoop it from the air. You savor the taste of chitin and nectar-rich fluids, the first of many lessons in the art of airborne predation. Night is alive with perils. A barn owl glides overhead, its heart-shattering screech tears through the hush. You whip your head upward, evading in a frantic spiral. A snapping twig betrays a raccoon hunting in the underbrush. Your echoes pick up its low growl. A sudden gust of wind whips you off course, and you brush past a branch, claws grazing bark. For every successful hunt, there are dozens of near misses. Tangled wing membranes, bruised shoulders, echoes scattered by rain. But each narrow escape strengthens your reflexes and hones your nocturnal instincts. In the darkness, you encounter other young bats on their first hunts. Some falter, others fumble prey. But on the whole, you learn that unity begets safety. A synchronized wave of wing beats lifts the group over open fields, sharing thermal currents. Echoes from dozens of bats create a living sonar net, warning of predators and guiding each other to abundant feeding grounds. You begin to grasp the social rhythms. Communal roosting in the day for warmth, coordinated foraging at night to maximize success. Your individual survival now intertwines with a flock's fate. Weeks of nightly hunts leave you lean and exhausted. As autumn chills the air, your world shifts. You feel the pull of torpor, the body's deep sleep. Metabolism slows to a whisper. You tuck yourself into a narrow rock fissure and drift into suspended animation. Days pass in metabolic stasis. Your body conserves every drop of energy, breathing just enough to keep organs alive. When spring's first warm breezes seep into the cave mouth, you awaken hungry and disoriented, but with a renewed vigor. Each emergence from torpor is a rebirth, proof that even in stasis, life endures. Your nightly hunts now bring you dangerously close to human habitations. Streetlights glare like false stars, confusing your navigation. Routers and cell towers hum with electromagnetic noise, masking the subtle clicks of your sonar. You brush against pesticide-drenched crops where swarms of insects lie dead in the cold dawn. You tasted the bitter tang of chemical residue. More perilous still, mist nets set by misguided well-wishers trap you in silent threads. Wings tear, hearts pound. Each escape demands razor-sharp vigilance and luck. You learn to avoid glows of lamplight and stick to deep shadows, but the world above is ever more treacherous. 2 seasons of survival have passed. You've doubled in size, your wing bones and echolocation cortex fully matured. Now, younger pups beg for your guidance. You teach them the art of stealth approaches and the cadence of effective clicks. You lead them through thermal layers, show them the currents that brim with moths, and demonstrate the silent plunge that snatches prey in midair. Seeing them succeed gives you a new sense of purpose. Your life is no longer a solitary fight, but a contribution to the next generation of night hunters. Why it sucks to be born a sea turtle. Years have woven themselves into the veins of your leathery wings. You are now a veteran of thousands of hunts, a silent sentinel in the midnight hours. When you emerge from torpor in the spring, you feel the rhythms of insect migrations already humming. Moths, beetles, mosquitoes, all follow seasonal patterns you've learned to anticipate. You carve arcs through the air with the grace of moonlight. Your sonar pulse is knitting you into the tapestry of the nocturnal world. Each insect you consume is more than sustenance. You are a living pest control unit, ridding fields and forests of countless pests that would otherwise devastate crops and spread disease. Deep in the cavern, your roost drips with vitality. Dozens, no, hundreds of bats cling overhead, bodies pressed close for warmth. You lead evening exoduses into the fields where you and your colony become nature's most efficient insecticide. Farmers long ago recognized your value, erecting windmills and bat houses along orchard edges. You dart through misty groves at dusk. Your wing beats and echolocation clicks a testament to coevolution. Human structures collaborating with animal instinct. Each night, you guide fledglings by example. Call after soft call, teaching them to aim at the clouds of insects, to strike and vanish before dawn's first light. But the world shifts. Light pollution floods the skies, confusing your navigation and drawing you into dangerous zones. Pesticides, once meant for locusts, kill entire insect clouds, leaving you and your young starving. Deforestation robs you of roosting caves. Logging roads carve canyons of human noise where silence once reigned. Disease creeps through the colony, the fungal scourge known as white nose syndrome, chilling you awake in torpor, forcing flight too early, bleeding precious energy until thousands perish. You feel the tremor of collapse beneath your claws, the echoes of vanished generations haunting your sonar maps. Yet you endure. You and other colonies have shifted roosts deeper into undisturbed caves. You've learned to avoid the brightest streetlights, to forage farther from chemical-treated fields. Some colonies now thrive beneath barn roofs and in purpose-built bat houses, where humans monitor temperature and humidity to combat white nose's spread. You guide young mothers to these sanctuaries, showing them the entrances by tugging gently on their flight membranes, an instinctive nudge toward safety. Your resilience is etched in every healed wing scar and every new pup's first flutter. One night, as you wheel above a river valley, you catch a different pulse in the air. Human voices speaking into a handheld mic, broadcasting across the darkness. Install a bat box in your backyard. Reduce outdoor lighting. Plant native wildflowers to feed night pollinators. You circle the speaker, echoes weaving into their words as if endorsing their plea. You realize the fight for survival is now a partnership. Your life depends on human action, as their crops depend on your appetite for pests and your pollination of night-blooming plants. Below, the forest floor breathes with life. Plants you helped pollinate unfurl petals at dusk. Jasmine, moonflower, agave, each relying on bat wings to carry pollen from bloom to bloom. In turn, fruits take shape, feeding birds and mammals at dawn. You are a thread in this tapestry. Predator, pollinator, prey, teacher. Your legacy is written not in fossils but in living forests, orchards, and the steady heartbeat of insect populations held in check. As dusk falls one last time in your lifetime, you perch at the cave entrance, silhouetted against fading violet sky. New pups chatter beside you, the next generation waiting for your guidance. You spread your wings in a final salute to the night. A gust carries the scent of honeysuckle and pine. You lift off once more, wings humming in a dying breeze. You vanish into the darkness, an echo, a memory, leaving behind a world forever shaped by your silent stewardship. Your story does not end with your flight. It continues in the actions of every person who reads this tale. You have one ask. Install a bat house on your property to provide safe roosting sites. Dim or shield outdoor lights to preserve natural darkness. Avoid pesticides and choose organic methods to protect insect food sources. Support habitat conservation by donating to cave protection efforts. Every flap of your wings carries the promise of balanced ecosystems. Each pup that survives is a testament to coexistence. Protect the night, and in protecting the night, you protect the world's fragile web of life.